and welcome to this session today where we're going to talk about how do you select the right CV format. I'm Arun Singhal. I'm your management coach and mentor with 40 years of experience in talent development. So let's look at what are we going to do today. See, the purpose of this lesson or module is to provide you an in-depth understanding of how can you select a right CV format that can help you prepare a great CV and get your CV shortlisted ultimately, right? So, what we're going to do in this module, at the end of this module, what you will learn is first, why is it important to select the right CV format? Why should you spend time in taking the right format? Then we will look at what is it that we do today? What is it that you do today in terms of the CV format, right CV format? Then I will show you what some of the great CVs look like, and we will talk about what format looks like, and I will provide you a format that you can use to start making a great CV. Please remember, a great CV can be only as great as the content. So formatting, the content, the looks can be great, but at the same time, you need to have great content as well. So let's talk about why should we select the right CV format. So, they say the food should not only be tasting good, but also should look good. If you go to any restaurant or even McDonald's, and you look at the various combination, what combination would you pick? That looks good and that tastes good, right? So similarly, your CV should not only be great, but also should look great. It should whet the appetite of the recruiter to call you, right? So what does right CV format right CV format does both. Its layout and elements look make the CV look great. Its elements and the placement of the pages makes it great. And it also makes it most important easier for the recruitment person to quickly check if you have the essential and measurable job requirements. And that increases the probability of your CV getting shortlisted because the recruiting person starts liking you and in terms of providing the great CV, in terms of the looks, content, and while making his or her life easy. Remember, that's extremely important. While making his or her life easy. So, what do we do today in terms of finding the right CV format? Let's think about it. If you want to take a couple of seconds to articulate your thoughts on a piece of paper, that will be wonderful and great. So let's look at what's the current process and how effective are these. Actually, most of that us don't even think about the right format because we either start with the last format or we have an institute format and we take that for granted. We never question it because we don't know what is the right format. Most of the institute formats are plain vanilla formats. They are on a piece of paper, white and black, and on a white background. They don't look appealing at all, to me at least. And I don't consider them being user friendly for the recruiter person. And we will talk about what does user friendly to a recruiting person means. So your CV gets shortlisted only in some cases, and you wonder why. That's how effective this process is. So why not consider a CV format that will make your CV look much better? It will whet the appetite, be better actually, and be more user friendly. And the CV starts getting you shortlisted in most cases, and now you know why. Because you have a great looking CV in terms of content, looks, and it's being user friendly. And it even might get you proposals for you know what. Right. So let's look at some of the great CVs, and I have in front of you what I consider a very good CV. And this has come from a design school, so obviously they put in best in that. It whets my appetite. Let's put it this way. It's very easy to read. It's colorful, and it's rightly placed. And I can see the person. So that's one great illustration. Now, this kind of format can have its own challenges, like printing. It's too heavy in terms of ink usage. So your recruiter might not like this kind of format in terms of printing because it'll either come out smudged or it'll eat a lot of ink from the printer. So there are other formats that are more, let's say, recruiter friendly. And I'm showing you a great CV picked up from internet, Matthew Wilson. And it has again has two column format, picture on the left, profile on the left, and the experiences, knowledge on the right hand side. Again, a very good format. Similarly, Emily Wallace, illustration that you see here. So, what is my recommendation in terms of select? How should you select a CV format? You should select a format that can show who you are. It should have a space for your photo. Most of our current CVs don't have that. As they say, a picture is worth thousand words. So it should have a space for your photo. It should tell you who you are. It can describe you as a person. You are more than just your qualifications, skills, and experience. You are a wholesome person. So who you are, it should talk about you. It should tell you about you, your demographics, in terms of your age, sex, etc., etc. It should tell you about your knowledge and skills. That's where recruiters are ultimately interested, right? It should tell you about your qualifications and experiences. That gives you the background to the skills. It should provide your contact details. We normally have that. And it can be printed and read easily on one page. Why one page? Because no one has unlimited amount of time as we have seen so far. And it should look good, right? Make sense? Right. So what I have in front of you is a suggested format on an A4 page, and I'm following up the Emily Wallace format. One, because it can be printed easily, it will be user friendly, and I made some changes in that also. So the format I'm suggesting has photo on the left. Our mind reads from left to right. We are all taught our languages other than Urdu, which and Japanese. Urdu is read from right to left. Japanese from top to bottom. So people who write in Urdu and who write in Japanese can change it to read in line with how we read normally. Most of us read from left to right. So it should first start with your photo on the left top side. Then on the right hand side should tell you name, current position or last position. Then it should tell you about you, describe who you are in terms of your attitudes and competencies in life. Then left side, there's a column which talks about your education, your courses and certifications that you've done, skills and competencies, what you can do well. At the bottom should come demographics like age, address, phone, email, LinkedIn, etc., which we normally put at the top. And the right side column should then take you on experiences. List all and describe all positions that you held starting from the current and last position in terms of from to company, and summary of achievements, not responsibility, summary of achievements. Please remember that. So what did we learn in this module? We learned that most of us don't even think about the right CV format. And we continue working from our plain vanilla formats. And this format is not very effective for most of us. As your CV gets shortlisted, only in some cases, and we wonder why. You need to consider adopting a process that will start getting you shortlisted in most cases, and you will know why is that good thing happening to you. And now we have a format that can help you create a great CV that is great, looks great, and is definitely user-friendly. So where do we go from here in the next module? Next module, we will take a deep dive with me. You will take a deep dive with how to prepare a master CV, the one second major step of this process. All right. So thank you so much for watching this video on how to select the right CV format for onward to preparing your great CV. I enjoyed talking to you, and I hope you too enjoyed listening to me, and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. See you again.